Party Girls arrive in New York, the last leg of their journey, where they will soon say their final goodbyes.
It seems like it hasn't been that short of a time, and it's also seemed like it's been like really long. Like you've met some like really amazing people.
Yeah.
For a moment, a powerful news story about the ladies of the WNBA taking a stand against gun violence caught their eye.
I don't know, they were just like so confident in their decision.
And at peace.
Yeah, and at peace, and like very proud that they made that decision. That it was really cool to see, especially since they talked about being fined and things like that. But for them, they were even like, yeah, we found out we were going to get fined, and then it was like, okay, when we're still doing it.
Yeah, I really liked how they were advocating for solidarity for women, because that's something we often hear. There's a stereotype that women are catty, women are this, yeah, and then we bring each other down, but they were a perfect example of the opposite.
So we need more women's teams for the WNBA.
Yeah.
I can't believe
only
there's
12.
only 12. You remember that, like, everyone is just a person, you know? We are just people who all just want to be able to go out and live and not have to worry about police brutality or injustices.
For a lot of us, of the cast, that was the first time that we will be heard. And that's really important because half the battle is getting heard. And knowing that I didn't have to compete with other people, that I didn't have to fight, that it wouldn't be a struggle for people to hear my voice, made it that much easier. And you don't really realize how hard it's been to get people to listen to you until all of a sudden people are listening.
We still see that women are like underrepresented in government, so I wonder how long it would take for women to get a voice in a newly formed democracy.
And if they have one, or given.
I think that's also really interesting because historically, people from the non-Western countries, women have been represented. And it's only in America, so I'm wondering like if that's also our own biases.
I was
Like,
thinking the same thing.
oh, well, women have a right to vote, but there's been like women leaders of.
For me,
Yeah, we still haven't had a female president
Yeah,
in
we're
most
actually
developed
behind
countries.
a lot of countries.
I think it'd be really interesting to watch because we all have our own conceptions based off news and media, and then I'm guessing it would be a lot different than what actual women actually face every day.
Has Mexico had a female president? No.
That can be the first female Latina president in the United States.
Do it.
It was the end of the road for us, but with or without this experience, I really get the feeling that one day you would have known their names anyway. Kayla, Mitzi, Sarah, Matisse, Jessica, Kayla. Thank you, ladies, for a great journey and the profound sound of your voices.
My journey this overall summer has been one of the most empowering experiences I have ever experienced in my life. We're a bunch of women talking about these issues. We identify as Black, Muslim, Latina, and all these things, but at the end of the day, women, 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 women.
Really have learned a lot from you guys. And whenever you run for office, just let me know. I'll send you a fat check.
Jessica, what are you talking about? You're the one running for office.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about.
And if you run, you're probably the only Republican I'd send a fat check to.
I know, me too.
Yeah, I would, guys.
There were so many instances where everyone in the group was thinking a certain way except for Jessica. And then she throws in this question or this point that no one else would have thought of, and we all kind of shift a little bit, and our lens kind of changes, and I think that that's so valuable, and it's necessary for growth.
Jess, I learned a lot from you.
Oh my God. Me too.
I think we all did.
Yeah, because I had a really hard image of what a person of color who's Republican, specifically what a Black Republican looked like. And you shattered a lot of my expectations in the most positive way.
Thanks.
Yeah. If the Republican Party looked more like you, I don't think I'd have that much of an issue with it.
I agree.
I feel like I'll take away really a greater understanding of how women of color view policy. I've had the opportunity to really be up close and personal with a lot of different types of women of color, and I think this will really impact how I go back to my party and talk to people and my priorities as far as, you know, policy and what needs to be done now, and also what I'm gonna do with my life as well from here.
I'm glad you talked about immigration so much because that's never been something that I've paid much attention to, and now I'm definitely going to want to moving forward.
Yeah, and I've only heard like one side of the issue, which is like the right side.
Yeah, I feel like it was like a buzzword for me before, just like immigration reform, but I didn't know like literally what needed to be reformed.
How much it affects people and how dehumanizing it can be crossing the border.
This whole experience put
humanity and a lot of information to a lot of things that I just heard about and didn't know how to talk about and didn't know what I could do to help. And now I feel like I know.
I honestly admire Kayla. You have so much confidence and you're not afraid to be yourself. Come here.
Kayla, come into my bosom.
You lost your head.
Oh no! What happened?
No. Well, a piece of Party Girls will always be in New York.
I've never felt more myself than being on this trip. The way that I act, the way that I express myself. I've never been in a judgment-free zone like this before. They've honestly changed my whole perspective about life because these are like the bombest chicks you'll ever meet.